Hello and welcome to this tutorial. I'm Robin from DxO, and in this video we explore the features of the processing queue in PureRAW 4. I'm starting in the standalone version of PureRAW with several files open in the lightbox. I can then click the thumbnails of the files that I want to process before clicking the Process button, which displays the Process Settings dialog. This is where we can change the settings using the Edit button. As I'm happy with these settings, I can either click the button to add the images to the processing queue, or I can choose to process them now. Both buttons add the images to the processing queue, but the Process Now button also starts the processing. We now see the processing queue at the bottom of the interface with an estimate for the remaining time to process the files. It's possible to pause the processing by clicking the pause icon to the right of the progress bar. Notice the icon then changes to show a play button, which we can click when we want to restart the processing. If we decide that we don't want to process these images, we can cancel all the image batches in the queue by clicking the button to the right of this. It's also possible to view the images in the processing queue by clicking the Show Queue button. We can now see the images in our processing queue, including the one that's currently being processed. If you have a lot of images in the queue and you need to process one as a priority, you can also reorder the queue. Just click the image that you want to process next and then drag and drop it at the top of the queue. It's even possible to do this while the processing is happening. If you decide you don't want to process an image, you can remove it from the queue. When I click an image in the queue to select it, we then see a small cross appear to the right. Click this to remove the image. Let's hide the queue and return to the lightbox displaying the open images. Here I'll select two more images and click the Process button. This opens the same Process Settings dialog that we saw earlier. This time I'll change the correction settings to use a different processing method. After that, I can click the Add to Queue button to add the images to the processing queue. We then find ourselves back in the lightbox view with our processing still paused. If I click the Show Queue button, we now see two batches of images for processing. Using the batch feature, we can process our images using different settings and even process the same image multiple times. It's also still possible to rearrange the processing order of the images by dragging and dropping them as we saw earlier. I'll restart the processing now by clicking the play icon. I can then minimize my PureRAW window while it's processing my files. When I do that, we can see an icon for the PureRAW widget in my Mac's toolbar. The widget then provides an easy way to monitor the process of the queue. That's the power and flexibility of the processing queue in DxO's PureRAW. You're now ready to manage your RAW files and create your processing batches. If you have any questions, feel free to visit our website dxo.com.